Yo, hopefully everyone can hear me. Let me know if not. I see I've got some comments already. I guess YouTube already posted this even though I hadn't hit live yet. Okay. Where's my freaking check at? I agree, Kingston. What the hell? Lane Kramer, hey, yes, sir. Jet Hazard, yo, sir. Hey to both of you. Thad Kamen Rider fan, konnichiwa, senpai. Ohayou gozaimasu. Well, for me, it's still morning. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I should actually look at the comments here. No one's saying they can't hear me, so I'm hoping we're good. Let's see. Not quite here yet. Yeah, I just set it up and got ready to go. Sweet. All right, let's see. Hope no one else here in Texas like me. Hopefully everything's good, Lane. I mean, it sucks, but being that I'm originally from Buffalo, New York, and I live in Colorado now, I'm like, well, the snow is kind of normal. Let's see. I have quite a few things to ask. I hope they don't stress him out or take up too much time. We'll find out. If they do, they do. Lol. Third Kamen Rider fan, I just want to express my concern for others' well-being. It's what Tokusatsu is all about, protecting people's smiles. Agreed. First episode, Dino Fury was good. We actually, Arcana Master, we actually just got rid of cable, so I'm not going to be able to even watch Dino Fury at all until it's on Netflix, but that's fine. I still have Beast Morphers to watch, and Ninja Steel, and Dino Charge, and technically part of Megaforce and Super Megaforce. I've only watched a couple episodes, but whatever. Where are we? My grandma does, though. I asked her to pre-record the series, and she said she would. Grandmas are the best. All my actually no. Russian Wanderer, hello, happy late birthday. Don't spoil your opinions on Turbo Ranger, please. We'll see what happens. JG, I can hear you. Awesome. Brian Amos, hello. Nick Cooper, good afternoon. Kaiju no Kami, well, good morning. It's hell here in Pennsylvania. It's starting to warm up finally in Colorado. Like yesterday, the weather was in the 40s, nearly 50, and it felt like a heat wave based on how last week was. Ian, thoughts on Biden's presidential run so far? I'm unhappy. I'm just pissed that we didn't get our stimulus check yet. It's been a month. I can't fault the guy yet. We'll just have to see how this goes. Most presidents don't do shit in their first year. It's after that when it's like, okay, maybe, but whatever. We'll get out of that. What is your favorite Super Sentai series from Brian? My favorite series is Die Ranger. Check out my top 11 Super Sentai series video for more. Is Beast Wars the Die Ranger of Transformers? I'd say that's actually Transformers Animated. That's my favorite Transformers series. I love how it took the storytelling of Beast Wars and then had all the homages or homages to G1. Shea Smithers. It's very unusual for Texas. They're not so used to snow. They don't even have salt trucks. They don't have salt trucks here in Colorado, which is so freaking annoying. The reasoning in Colorado, like, oh, well, it's going to rust your car, the metal on your car. Well, one, cars are now made of freaking plastic, so what does it matter if it rusts metal? Two, being from New York, salt would take years, if not decades, to actually rust your car. Your car will be dead long before the salt would ever rust it. Jet Hazard, you're one of my favorite YouTubers. Well, thank you so much. Darth Madeira, sup, Kaiju? Thad Kamen Rider fan, I saw Ghost in the Shell last night. It's a masterpiece like everyone says. I heard there are sequel films in the TV series. What order do I watch them? Ghost in the Shell is an interesting one because most of the series and movies are in separate universes. Like the original movie, I'm assuming that's the one you meant. The sequel to that is called, brain fart, Innocence. I can't think of the full name now. But Innocence, or maybe that is the full name, is a direct sequel to the original movie. Standalone Complex is in its own alternate universe, and that you can watch as Standalone Complex, Second Gig, Standalone Complex Solid State Society, which is a movie. And then if you really want to suffer, the new series on Netflix, 2045, is a sequel to that timeline. It sucks, though. Don't watch it. It's boring as hell. And then there's the Arise series, which is 4 OVAs, one more episode that has not been brought to America for Funimation for some reason, and then a movie just called Ghost in the Shell, the new movie, which takes place after Arise. So don't watch the new movie until you've watched Arise. I hope that helps. Don McCollin, Giga Phantom. Russian Wanderer, do you think Go-Onger ruined Sentai? Nah. Go-Onger is just one of many cogs that could have ruined Sentai. I'd say technically Turbo Ranger ruined Sentai until Jetman came along. Oh, wait, you said no Turbo Ranger talk. Ezra, please don't be mad if I call you my Oh, shoot. I didn't pause this. Lock this. Okay. Oh, I see. The message was retracted. Okay, well, give me time to read. Oh, and if you don't know who I am the Kaiju no Kami, but it looks like everyone here is pretty much you, the normal people. But if any of you are brand new, welcome to the channel. I am awesome. That's all you really need to know. Well, I've been obsessed with a video game series lately, Yakuza. We bought all the games back in January. I played through Yakuza 0. I'm working on a review for Yakuza 0. Then I'm going to work on my review for Kiwami, and I just started Kiwami 2 the other day, so this one I'm going to be at for a while. I'm also currently working on my Bokinger review. I'm about a third of the way through my Heroes section, maybe a little bit more. Actually, no. I'm about 2/3 of the way through my Heroes section of the review. And that's kind of mostly all. Just working, subbing, and working on a review, trying to play Yakuza to relax, and stuff. Yes, lots of stuff. We finally watched Mandalorian Season 2, which was freaking awesome. I swear, Mandalorian is what a Metroid TV series should be. And lots of cool stuff. Like, I'm not a Boba Fett fan, but I kind of liked what was done in Season 2. I don't mind it. I can buy it. All right, anyway, let's get back to the questions. I will try to answer every question. It just might take me a while because of the backlog and how long I take to answer a question. But if you ask me a question, I will at least see it, and I will try to answer it. Unless it's not a question. If it's just some comment, then I might not just read it. But whatever, we'll see. All right. I'm on episode 45 of Dynamite. Enjoy the last few episodes. Ian, worst tokusatsu kaijin? Mine is the chicken mask from Go Ranger. Ooh, worst tokusatsu monster. Ooh. The noodle thing, noodle brain, or whatever the soba noodles was from Jetman. I don't know. I hate that thing. That might be for me the worst Toku monster ever. Hazard, I live in North Dakota and we don't have salt trucks. Yeah, it's interesting because in New York we had salt trucks. So, well, who knows? Maybe in New York they got rid of salt trucks now. It'll be 15 years in April when Karelika and I moved to Colorado. So maybe they don't have salt trucks anymore in New York. Brian Ines, Kiki Sentai Zenkaiger. Steven Harada. Is Kira Major still good for you? I just want to keep asking until it's over in case your opinion changes. No, Kira Major has been freaking phenomenal. I don't know if you watched our video for episodes 38 to 41, but this show has been on top of it. It is like, damn, this is good. And the last two episodes that have aired so far, 42 and 43, have been damn good. So, no, Kira Major has been like the best Sentai since Gokaiger. Might be even better than Gokaiger, because the villains have had actual development. So yeah, Kira Major is freaking phenomenal. Not like, oh my god, Die Ranger phenomenal, but freaking phenomenal by modern Sentai standards. There's issues with it, but it's very story driven and I love it, which is probably why it's doing horribly ratings-wise. So I expect Zenkaiger to be more like the series before Kira Major. Well, it has the writers from before Kira Major, so that doesn't help. Let's see. Well, we've had snow here in Virginia the last couple weeks, but work has finally slowed down. That's cool, Darth Madeira. Dante's Modern Life. Hey, Kaiju no Kami, what's up, man? The ceiling. That's what's up. Other than what I was talking about with Yakuza's life, Yakuza. And Bulkinger reviews and watching Turbo Ranger and subbing and all that stuff. Okay. Russian Wonder, I ate 2 burgers from Burger King and watched Beef Fighter Raw. Cool. Why burgers from Burger King? Is there significance for that? Have you watched Dino Fury Kingston? No, I have not. We got rid of cable, so it's going to be a while. Russian Wonder, where's Corelica? She is playing Persona 5 because she needs to finish Persona 5 so we don't have to argue and play custody battle over the PS4 so I can play Yakuza and she can do Persona 5. So she's playing that right now. Brian is Go Power Rangers Dino Fury. I hated the theme song. I have to say, when Hasbro revealed the theme song last Friday, well, I shouldn't say I hated it, but 30 seconds just wasn't long enough to get a feel for the theme song. So hopefully the final version that's in the show is better, but I was not blown away by the theme song that the portion of the theme song they gave us. Lane Kramer, hey there, Kaiju. Brian Inez, it's Morphin time. Ian Sabesma, also, could you review Koseda in 1978? It was subbed by Toku Empire Philippines. It was the first entry in the Subaraya Dinosaur trilogy. I might get to those at some point. I'm not going to make any promises, but we'll see what happens. My plate's kind of full right now with Sentai, and especially now that Turbo Ranger's done, I want to get through more Sentai and some Metal Heroes. And then obviously Ultraman Leo comes out in April. I'm expecting I'll probably have that probably late March from Mill Creek, but we'll see. And then I've got to review Kong Skull Island before Godzilla vs. Kong comes out. Evolution, Revolution, Might Ranger Rise. Is that a tagline from the show? What's your favorite Power Rangers? Power Ranger series or Power Ranger in general? My favorite Power Ranger series is SPD, followed by Lightspeed Rescue, RPM, and Time Force and In Space, and Dino Thunder. Favorite Power Ranger, the character. That's a tough one. That really is a tough one. Favorite Power Rangers character. I've never really thought about it as just the character from the series as a whole. I don't know what my favorite Power Rangers character would be. My favorite Power Ranger would be. I love Tommy, but he would not be my favorite just because he's in the series before they started to fully flesh out characters. Same with Adam and Kat. Maybe Sky from SPD, because I loved all the entire arc they did with him and his father's backstory and then him becoming Red Ranger. I loved Ziggy I liked the entire RPM cast, but Ziggy was my favorite. Same with, the girl from iZombie. I can't think of who she played, her character name now in RPM. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure on who my favorite Power Ranger itself would be. But series, like I said, SPD. Don McCullum will be reviewing the Toei Fushigi comedy series, or is that not of it? Not really an interest of mine at this moment in time. Doesn't mean it won't ever happen, just not right now. Shay Smithers, your opinion on whether cryptids like the Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot, or Chupacabra are real or not? No. I mean, yeah, probably not. It'd be cool, but I doubt it. I doubt they're real. I feel honored to be one of the normal people. Normal? What is this normal you speak of? Normal? Ugh. Sounds so... Ugh. Jack Hazard, I'm 100% certain that there is no way I'll ever be into a Sentai since they don't exist. But if I am, I'm stuck as a lame motif one. I'll be pissed. Let me be in a werewolf Sentai, damn it. Thad, Kamen Rider fan, have you seen any Dino Fury previews, trailers? If so, what are your thoughts? I think I just said what I thought about the opening theme. That's all I know. I haven't watched anything else. When will Shout resume Sentai? Who knows? Nick Cooper, hey, Kaiju no Kami, Power Rangers is no longer on Netflix. I might set up an account for Tubi and not only watch Power Rangers on there, I might also watch some of the Super Sentai series. That's awesome. Tubi's great, especially if you can't afford to buy all the Sentai releases. You can still support the series that have been released here legally through Tubi. I own the seasons 1 through 20 box set, so I don't need to worry, never needed to worry about Netflix. I knew years ago I bought the box set knowing Power Rangers would never be on Netflix forever because it's Netflix or streaming in general. For me, streaming will always be inferior to physically owning something. Even if you don't watch it for like 10 years after you buy it, it's yours to have, and you can watch it at your leisure. You can watch it whenever you want. And then if you watch it and you don't like it, you can sell it to someone. Maybe it'll be worth something on the secondary market by that point, and whatever. You're not restricted like you are with streaming. With streaming, you have to have internet. You have to have a subscription service. That subscription service has to have the license to do that series. So I honestly feel like everyone pissed off that Power Rangers left Netflix was foolish for even believing that Power Rangers would forever be on Netflix. And I also don't get the people that are all pissed off that Hasbro is putting Power Rangers for free on YouTube over having to have a subscription service like Netflix. Lane Kramer, of the new generation Ultraman, which design or form do you like the most? I'm very partial to Jeed's Ultraman King form. For the new generation ones, my favorite design is probably Orbs. Or X. I like the armor system for X. The armor system is pretty cool. I want the figure arts for X and the armor system because I like it so much. It's just the figure arts for those are way too expensive right now because they never came out in America. So, but I think base design, I like Orbs the best, but for various forms, I like the armor stuff for X. The Russian Wanderer never. Hasbro won't let them release more Sentai seasons for some reason. No, don't believe that Kamen Rider fan. That has nothing to do with it. It's all based on contracts, not. Hasbro has had a great relationship with Shout Factory in the past. It's Hasbro though. For some reason, there hasn't been anything released from Hasbro on video for a long time. So I'm not sure if just Hasbro's just been too busy. Maybe it hasn't. Maybe they haven't seen stuff to make it worth doing home video releases right now. There's too many variables. Don't believe the people that say Hasbro is intentionally not letting people do Super Sentai. Outside of Thundermask, have you asked August Ragone about other shows you have reviewed? I've had a couple conversations with him. We talked about Ultraman, the Ultimate Hero. We've talked about Return of Ultraman and a few others. So we occasionally chat. Thad, Kamen Rider fan, would you ever put Kira Major in your top 11 Sentai series? Nah, as much as it might be honorable mentions if I do end up thinking it ends up being better than Gokaiger in the long run, but it wouldn't be in the top 11. I honestly don't think any Sentai series will ever break my top 10 again. I don't think there's going to be anything that will be as mind-blowing as what I've already had. No. Okay, mind-blowingly good. Mind-blowingly bad is probably going to be a massive possibility. Akanamasa. At least Kira Major wasn't Ryu Soldier. Oh, thank the gods for that. Amitai Kohen. Hello, Kaiju. Hello. JG. Message retracted. Brian Enos. Ultraman Orb is my favorite Ultraman and one of the best Ultramen. JG. I hated Beast Morphers. Why? I've heard nothing but great things about it. I did see the first 2 episodes when they first aired, and I enjoyed what I saw. Brian Enos. Ultraman. Oh, I already said that. Kira Major is Shinkenger. I still got to go with Shinkenger. I just love. There's just so much greatness in Shinkenger, despite its negatives, that I would say Shinkenger is still better than Kira Major. Even if they do linger around with the villains, it had such a great Ranger cast. The music was incredible. The fight choreography was phenomenal. Although Kira Major did have those few scenes, I was still going to say Shinkenger. Have you seen or heard of much of Westworld on HBO? I know of Westworld. I know of the book series. I know there was a movie based on it years ago, but I've never watched the HBO series, and I've heard the HBO series went off the rails, so I have no interest in it. Darth Madeira, if you had to change any Sentai Kamen Rider Ultraman show in any way, which one would it be? How would you change it, and why? Sorry for the lengthy question. If I could change any series, I would change Ultraman Nexus. I would either extend the final arc. I would extend the final arc so that it actually made sense, and I would change around the second arc so that the guy who became Nexus for the second arc didn't bore the hell out of me. Let's see. What do we have here? Some stuff I have to approve. Thad Kamen Rider fan, one day I watched one of your Ultraman reviews and told my friends at one point, watch this, he's going to play with an asshole, and I predicted it. My friends were blown away. That's awesome. Just wait till Leo. I might be using that clip again in Leo, and maybe the douchebag song clip too. Jet Hazard, I wanted to play Persona 5 Royal, beat the vanilla one, got to Kanashiro's Palace of Royal, and then my PS4 decided to shit itself. How am I supposed to play Birth by Sleep now? Oh, I know that pain. I had a backwards compatible PS3. 2 years into it, I was playing the Dot Hack series on it, Dot Hack GU. I had just beaten the first game, started the second Dot Hack GU, and then the PS3 just shut off and never turned back on. Had to send it to Sony to get my disc back because it shut off with the disc inside, so couldn't get the disc out. Corellica and Silverquill can give you the story for how that night went. For Persona 5, she never actually finished the regular version, so that's why she was playing Royal. She's in the last areas of the game where Mementos went around the world, and some new areas opened up. So she's in like the final areas, but the final dungeon or something. Let's see. You can watch Dino Fury on Dailymotion for free. Has the quality of Dailymotion improved at all? Because last time I watched Dailymotion, the thing was so blurry and pixelated, I couldn't even stand it. And then, of course, they removed videos from my account because I don't know why. They just did and said it violated the terms of service, so I stopped posting my videos on them. Let's see. I'm a Tycoon. Did you watch Ultraman Mabius? If you did, can you do a video about it? I have not watched Mabius. It was taken off Crunchyroll before I could, so I will just be watching it whenever Mill Creek releases it on Blu-ray. Ian, well, Poseidon's full name is Kyoto Sentai Poseidon, so that counts as a Sentai. Okay. Will you review Denno's Kitsatsu Cybercop? I have no idea. Not sure at this time. Kamen Rider 64. Hey, everyone, I made it. Well, glad you could make it. Don Cullen, Power Rangers Beast Morphers theme might have borrowed a bit from Steve Arnold's Music Energy News music package. Used the KMHGH used the music until last year. Interesting. Who's KMGH? Summer. It feels like summer after last week. I have never watched Power Rangers RPM. RPM is awesome. Oop, Kamen Rider Gaim is awesome. Yes, it is. Series and characters. Summer, I think. Oh, no, okay. I'm thinking of the wrong response. I was thinking you were saying summer because of how much warmer it is this weekend. Yeah, Summer from RPM. Yeah, for some reason I couldn't remember her name. Probably because it's been so dead-ass cold. I'm not even thinking of Summer right now. Rose McIver plays her. Yes, she does. Yeah, it's Rose McIver, not Rose McGyver. She doesn't just like make things out of nothing and kill villains with it. But yeah, Rose McIver is an awesome actress. She was amazing in iZombie, and just having to play multiple personalities every episode really showed her talent. She needs to be in the MCU. That's an interesting question for you guys. If Rose McIver was cast in the MCU, which character would you want her to play? Anyway, Shea Smithers. Thoughts on Godzilla's singular point design? I know that thing. Why? You have an anime Godzilla. Why make him as frickin' fat as frickin' possible when you have the ability to do anything with animation? So make him thin like the Showa era and make him agile like the Showa era. It would make sense because it's animation. So I don't know why they keep going with this really huge, big. I mean, I guess they want to play off Godzilla being a behemoth, but why? Why not do the opposite of that? Okay. Kamen Rider 64. I played the City of Final Fantasy. Have you tried it? The one on the PSP? Yeah, I played it. I bought it the day it came out. I spent weeks playing it, trying to figure it out, and I never could figure out how to make it work, so eventually I just gave up. Death Madeira. Speaking of Power Rangers, I need to replace my Lightspeed Rescue DVD since one of the discs is messed up. Don't know if I have to do it for the rest yet. That sucks. Nothing worse than having a DVD go bad. Dula Saharan Kanan. I just butchered that. What do you think of Shin Ultraman? The trailer for Shin Ultraman looked like Shin Godzilla just with Ultraman monsters and Ultraman in it. So right now it looks like an Anno movie. Delta PS, I meant monsters. No spoilers for Dino Fury. I meant the second season. Brian Enos, SPD emergency. Why do you hate rap? From Wayne Wave. I'm a music person. I like, and I mean music itself. To me, lyrics are cool. They're fine, but they're not for me the selling point of the music for a song. For me, unless it's Weird Al, where the lyrics are meant to be hysterical and based on like make fun of the original music, I really listen to music for the music itself. So a lot of rap music doesn't really have music that grips me. So that's why I'm not really big into rap music. And I don't feel like rap music goes well with action scenes because it lacks a lot of music. I like a lot of orchestral sounds or industrial sounds. So for me, battle scenes feel more enhanced if you've got like this great orchestral music or industrial music, techno music going along. If it's just like, if I overhear just lyrics with very little music, I just can't get into it and I don't get really into the mood for it. So that's really why I'm not big on rap music. Like there are some cool ones out there, but yeah, I like to hear music with my music. So do you like Blitzgreymon from Digimon? Delta PS, hi everyone. Messages seem okay, whatever. Hey Delta PS, how are you doing? She Smithers, are you expecting much from the King Kong Pacific Rim animes? No. I'm not even sure I'm going to watch them. I mean, I really have no interest in Pacific Rim, period. King Kong, probably not. I don't know. I have no interest in them. And are they anime? I mean, are they being made in Japan for Japan, or are they being made for Netflix in America? Because if it's like Castlevania, it's not anime. But I won't go into that whole argument. But Avatar and Korra are not anime. Ian Sabisma, I know I knew doing G Silver Ninja episode 3 and the Silver Ninja Lady Q and the Lone Survivor of the China Duck Space. I'm not sure I follow. IK, I know do in huh? Brian is high, Kamen Rider 64. Summer, that's the name of the Yellow Ranger. Okay. Let's get some. Let's see here. Let's move this up more. Don McCullen. Shinkinger I would want to see since Power Rangers stay true to the story more or less. Yeah, I was surprised at how accurate Power Rangers Samurai stayed as Shinkinger, except for those random ass armored battle suits they had in the Zords, which made no freaking sense to me. I don't understand the point of them. Earth M78 Studios. Hello, only here for a short bit. Well, welcome, unless you've already left before I got to your post. All right. Russian Wonder, even if Hasbro love like Sentai, probably don't expect physical Sentai releases. Just stop. Come on, people. Just stop. Did you know that yesterday Hiroshi Fujioka's birthday? For your information, he played Takeshi Hongo, Kamen Rider Ichiko. I heard. Yep. I didn't know offhand, but I heard it was his birthday, so that's cool. Your PS3 broke from Kamen Rider 64. My very first PS3 died in 2009. It was a launch PS3. Yeah. It was a fun night. It was a really fun night. You think I'm angry when I shout. You should see me how angry I am when I don't speak. I'm a Tai Cohen. Watch Mebius. It's one of the best Toku shows. I'll get around to it around Hamatai, around, like I said, when Mill Creek releases it. Hazard, serious question. Who is the Shining Sword? I don't know. Who is the Shining Sword? Don McCullen, if you have loved Orb more, if you did not have, I would have loved Orb more if you did not have their wannabe science group. Otherwise, I like the rivalry between Orb and Guy and Juggler. The science group, the trio there, I get what they were going for. I think they were a little goofy, and I think they got them a little bit more serious as the time went on. I can see why they would throw people off. Yeah, I just had 4 people quit the stream. Okay. Let's see. Darth Madeira. Speaking of anime, I've recently binge watched Goblin Slayer Season 1. It was awesome, though it's not for the faint of heart. I have no interest in Goblin Slayer. I just know that there was a big controversy from the first first episode or something. KMGH is the legal call sign of Denver. Oh, yeah, that shows you how much I pay attention to news stuff. Maybe an agent of Sword? From Darth Madeira, Russian Wanderer. The world would be better without money since you won't be able to pay for your apartment, food, phones, schools, etc. Money is the root of all evil. Watch Speedgrapher. They definitely go into that. Alpha Force. Alexa played Devil's Trill Sonata. Alexia played Ian, what is the most nostalgic tokusatsu moment for you? Um, reading about Power Rangers for the first time and then seeing a trailer for it like 2 days later. And like, oh yeah, this show's gonna be awesome. And people were like, what? Power Rangers? What's that? It doesn't matter. This show's gonna rock. Yeah, okay. And then, oh my god, it did rock. You should Kuvo. I have gotten into jazz in recent years, but the music you like is great depending on the movie. Listen to Kuvo radio, I mean. Yeah, I'm not familiar with Kuvo. Jazz, I don't mind jazz. Jazz has some good stuff. Most genres have a good song here and there, unless you're country. Then you don't have anything good. But yeah, usually genres have at least one good song or something in there. It's just as a whole, I'm not a big fan of certain genres. My favorite genre is industrial techno, Nine Inch Nails, Angel Spit, KMFDM, Rammstein, Android Lust, Tattoo, Glucosa, wow, Daft Punk. There's someone else I'm missing right now. I actually just found this one band that was kind of cool called the Liliac Band. I've listened to a few of their songs. They seem pretty awesome. Another band I like is Tristania. Juno Reactor is freaking awesome. All right, Goji Brony 2001. I'm here. Cool, welcome. I'm doing okay. Hey, Roshamana, try to speak Japanese. EA. I can't wait for Zenkaigers. Cautiously optimistic on Zenkaiger. Lane Kramer, have you seen any Ultraman Taiga series from 2019? No, I have not seen anything from Taiga. It never aired streamed legally, and I just wasn't interested in watching it at that time, and now I'm just going to wait for Mill Creek to release it. Dula Sata Haram Kanan, you're an interesting YouTuber. Wish you a good future. Ciao. Well, thank you. You have a good future too. As I butcher your name. Jaspin Duncan, did you watch Dino Fury this morning? I do not have cable anymore, so no, I have not watched Dino Fury. I actually didn't even know Dino Fury premiered this morning until 38 minutes ago. Well, 37 minutes ago. Darth Madeira, of course, Avatar, TBD, and Korra are not anime almost in the same way Ruby isn't traditional anime. They're still awesome, or at least still haven't watched Korra. I agree. It's just, I feel like people are trying to justify it as anime just to get people to watch it. It's like, it doesn't need to be anime to be watched, to be considered good. There are Samurai Jack is amazing, and that's not anime. Gargoyles is amazing and phenomenal. That's not anime. Batman Animated Series is freaking the best thing. Well, not the best thing ever, but one of the best animated series ever. And that's not anime. So I feel like people are just saying it's anime just to entice people to watch it who just look at, oh, cartoons. Fuck those people. Anyway, I actually have not watched Avatar or Korra at all yet, so they're on my list of things to eventually watch. Jasper Duncan, does it make me baka that I can't watch any Sentai that USA USA adapted? Like, is it where I just know those are better than USA, but I can't get into those seasons? I don't know. I think you're if you don't want to watch them, that's cool. I just think you're cheating yourself out of some really top-notch series if you don't watch them just because they were adapted in America. Like Mega Ranger, Mega Ranger, yeah, but Kaku Ranger, oh my god. You're completely doing yourself a disservice if you don't watch Kaku Ranger. And Go-Go 5. And Time Ranger. Alright, but it's your choice at the end. If you don't want to, then you don't have to. It's up to you. It's your time, your life. Let's see. If you restart your computer, are you able to get your saved stuff back? I don't know. Wait, what? Who just shipped me my package? What did I order? Oh, oh yeah. I should probably get back to you. What did? What? What was shipped out for me? Hold on, give me a guy. I just want to know what Amazon shipped me out. Oh, the Power Rangers Lightning Collection, SPD Pink, and Lost Galaxy Red shipped out from Amazon today. Just now. Ah, cool. I'll have those tomorrow. That's awesome. Okay, anyway, enough of ignoring this. If you restart your computer, are you still able to get your save stuff back from Kamen Rider 64? Like if it auto saved your work, then hopefully. Why? Did you lose something? Dino Clone Zord suit might be a way to sell toys and or make better translations. Dino Fury will have its own cockpits, but they got the same sources as Super Sentai for their cockpits. Cool, cool. When talking to other Sentai fans about newer seasons, specifically ones you hate, have you made people angry by saying you hate them? Oh, all the time. People get mad when I tell them I couldn't make it past episode 5 of Tokuger. Or that I absolutely hated Q Ranger. I hate Lucky. People get mad all the time. But you know what? Whatever. Let them get mad. I'm watching a playthrough of Metroid Prime 2's Echoes because I don't have any accounts to play on. So the main reason it gets criticized due to the light and dark mechanic. There was that, but the couple problems I have with Metroid Prime Echoes is yes, light and dark mechanic made the game a bit tedious because sometimes you just had to stand there in a bubble waiting for your health to regenerate, which got so boring at times when you're just like, okay, I'm just going to stand here. I can't do anything. It felt like it was just unnecessary padding to the game, and it has an excessive amount of backtracking. Like there are times when there are some rooms in the dark world you can't access because you can't get to the room in the light world because you don't have the right item up that yet. So then you have to go get the item. You go through the light world to the dark world, travel through the dark world to a room to travel to the light world, and then you have to go through the light world to that another room to travel to the dark world with the to get an item, and it just gets so tedious after a while. So that's why Echoes gets highly criticized. There's a lot of great stuff in Echoes, great ideas. It's just that the backtracking is excessive. I mean, it makes Resident Evil just look like, damn, dude. And like I said, sitting there in a light bubble waiting for your energy to refill is so boring at times. You're just like, come on. Like there was one boss battle. I forgot which one. It was in one of the other underwater ones. I spent half, like 10 minutes just standing in a light bubble to heal, to go back to fight the boss. Got damaged again, had to go back to the bubble, heal, go back to fight the boss. Took like 2 more hits on him, then got damaged again. Had to go, and it just got boring after a while. So yes, that's really why Echoes is criticized a lot. It's not specifically the light dark mechanic. It's the backtracking and excessive standing around doing nothing. That Kamen Rider fan, which do you prefer, Kuga or Agito? I prefer Agito. Both shows are really good, but I feel like Agito took the positives of Kuga and improved it, and then took the negatives of Kuga and fixed them. The only thing I don't like about Agito is kind of the last battle is kind of lame. But other than that, Agito was freaking amazing. Agito's probably in my top 5 Kamen Rider series. Goji Brony 2001. If a new Gamera movie were to be made, would you love it? Would you love to see it? Of course, it's Gamera. I would love to see anything Gamera. I just hope that if they do another Gamera movie, they don't CGI the hell out of it, and they don't make it like The Brave. Ian, what I was saying is that the latest episode of Silver Ninja faces Lady Q, the only surviving agent from the Dusk. Ah, got you. Okay, that's cool. I'm not familiar too much with Silver Ninja. Most saddest Toku moment? I guess you would have to feel emotions to have a saddest moment. I don't know. Darth Vader, greed is one of the seven deadly sins. Greed is one of the seven deadly sins, though pride is the worst sin. Mm-hmm. Akana Master Samurai did stay close to Shinkenger, but they removed a lot of the explanation the Shinkenger had regarding the plan of Karu being taken away to practice the sealing symbol. Yeah, there were some weird things. I liked the growth they did with Green and Yellow, the little romantic love plot they did between those two in Samurai. Necrom002. Howdy, Kaiju. Russian Water, you're one awesome dude to talk to. Thank you. Jimmy Jonathan Lee, good morning, my dear sir. And always, do you think the advent of Blu-ray and 4K have been beneficial for older films, anime, toku? I ask this because film is easier to remaster than early digital. Definitely. So for 4K, I have got I recently picked up They Live and Prince of Darkness in 4K, and well, actually, They Live is a vast improvement over the previous Blu-ray release. Like we saw 4K, They Live in theaters in 4K a couple years ago, and it's phenomenal. Same with Clockwork Orange in 4K. I can't wait till the 4K disc version comes out, Clockwork Orange finally, because that looked incredible. In fact, the 4K remaster of Clockwork Orange was so good looking when we saw it in theaters a couple years ago. I could never watch the Blu-ray again. Um, I watched in December for the very first time ever It's a Wonderful Life in 4K, and the black levels in that were so rich and deep. It was like, my god, especially in the section of the movie when he's like erased from existence and it goes all into like film noir mode. My god, those black levels were freaking phenomenal. So yes, I think being able to remaster actual film is amazing. Ghost in the Shell looked incredible. The original Ghost in the Shell anime, which the Blu-ray release they did for that was garbage, but this new 4K release looked excellent. So yeah, I can't wait till they release like Princess Mononoke in 4K and a few of the early Miyazaki films. It's a shame that the Godzilla movies can't be properly remastered in 4K. There's like Toho announced they're bringing like 8 Godzilla films to 4K later on this year, but they're partially upscaled 4Ks. Apparently, what they did is that they remastered the existing footage that they still original film prints they still had to the movies in 4K, and then upscaled the rest of the movies to 4K. So when everyone was bitching about how terrible the movies look on the Criterion set, basically those are as good as the movies are going to end up looking for the most part for most of the films. Not all of them. From what I hear, King Kong vs. Godzilla has a solid 4K transfer, as does the original film. Although I heard Criterion's remaster of the original film is better than the 4K, but still, it's just sad to think that the Godzilla movies will forever look that the Blu-ray release is essentially as good as they're going to ever look, and people were up in arms about it. All right. Anyway, I'm going on and on and on and on. Second with Russian Wanderer. Well, thank you. Necrom. Also, now that you're watching Turbo Ranger, how are you enjoying it despite you didn't like it long ago? My opinion for it has not changed so far, but I'm only 6 episodes in. My opinion is the same. Not a fan of it so far. We'll see what happens. The villains are crap still. The Ranger cast doesn't wow me. Give me a moment, guys. I'm going to turn the dryer back on. And get a drink of water. back to the questions. Let's see. What do we got? Where are we? What's your most anticipated Ultraman series you want to watch? My most anticipated Ultraman series I want to watch, I've actually have now watched all the ones I really, really wanted to. So I guess it would be Max. Would be the next one on my list I really want to see. Although I am curious about Dinah, because I want to see how it relates to Tiga. Since I guess Tiga shows up in Dinah or something, and I used to own the Tiga Dinah movie. So I want to see how they relate to each other. So those would be my most anticipated Ultraman series I want to watch again. Or not again, I want to see for the first time. Thoughts on Rammstein's America. I love that song. It's one of my favorite Rammstein songs. Same with Moscow. Moscow's another one I love. America is amazing. Avia Engel is great. Oh, God damn it. Why can't I not think of the... Oh, well. There's a lot of great Rammstein songs. I could just pull them up on my phone and start naming off all my favorites, but I'm not going to do that. Same with KMFDM. I could just go through the list like this one and this one and this one, and How Rock and Ultra and Anarchy and Adios and Sucks and anyway. I love Rammstein's America. It's so true. It is so damn true. I'm guessing you're not excited for the Snyder Cut of Justice League? Nah, I'm probably not going to watch it. I have no interest in it. Jasmine Duncan, Kaku Ranger, that's Dino Charge, right? I did watch Time and no, Kaku Ranger was Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Season 3. Dino Charge was Kyoruger. Kaku Ranger is the one with the ninjas, who were the alien rangers in Power Rangers. Lane Kramer. So I finally finished Old Ranger. I have to say, Princess Maltiwa had one of the most badass entrances of a villain I have seen. Did make me wonder why Hysteria didn't use her power since that power-up. I think it was just they didn't know what to do with Hysteria, really. And and it seems like they were going for more of a traditional monarchy, and that the monarchy doesn't really get their hands dirty. So I think that's probably why. But then again, we also do know what the original intentions were entirely for O Ranger because of the attacks. But yeah, I liked Maltiwa's introduction in O Ranger. Zane Mitchell, what do you want to see return in Zenkaiger? Good writing? Well, no, we've got the Akira Major, but I want to see villains continue to be written well. There's nothing who do you want to see return? Who do you want to see return? So it's like a past character. Any Time Ranger, Die Ranger, any actor from the 90s shows or Flashman characters. Actually, no. Let me go with this. I want Yutaka Hirose to appear in Zenkaiger. Yes. I want Yutaka Hirose. Ian Svezma. Do you have any videos you don't want to release? Like reviews? Yeah, I did a couple years ago. I did a review on the Hiru Goji monster art. I recorded the review. I edited the review. I rendered the review. And then when I quality checked the review, I said, oh my God, this is so freaking boring. I am not releasing this. And I had recorded a review for Alien Metron, the figure art version, and I just never bothered to edit it because I was like, nope, I am not doing toy reviews. Screw this. Because it was boring. But other than that, and I had all this footage saved for an outtakes video. I started to work on an outtakes video back in December, and when I sliced up the stuff, I started working. I'm like, I don't know if this is actually funny enough to actually release this as a video. So I don't know. Maybe I won't bother. and I just kind of left it there. And then I bought a new laptop because I had to get a new laptop, and it's still on my old laptop. The outtakes file, Vegas file, is still there with what I had already cut into it, and it's just been sitting there. I don't know if I want to do it, and it sucks because I've got like 20 gigabytes of files that I was going to take footage from for outtakes. Now I'm like, do I really want to do that? Thoughts on Some Call Me Johnny? Who? Killer Major is trash. Well, I disagree. Oh, wait, there's more. Fight me, Lord. I'm watching Toku right now, and it's confusing. Why didn't you like it? I didn't like how childish the Rangers were, and being when the show was first airing, you didn't know why they were being childish, and I didn't like I thought the mechs, the suits were not that great, and then there was the train boner scene. The train boner scene completely ruined it for me. Darth Madeira. Not surprised about Tokujur. I heard from some people it's bad. Probably the worst Sentai out there. I don't think it'll be anywhere near as bad as Q Ranger and Go Onger, but we'll see what happens. I'll get there eventually. Justin Duncan, how do you feel about Kamen Rider Saber? I never made it past episode 1. I haven't watched anything since episode 1. I heard they recently killed off a character, and people were like pissed about it, but they never actually showed a body. So if you don't see a body, then death is not a guarantee, and even then, death doesn't mean anything. So, but yeah, I don't have any. I have no desire to even bother with Saber. Russian Wanderer, you like Glucosa? I'm Russian. Yes, I love Glucosa. Schwein is probably my favorite song from them. Kamen Rider 64. I asked out of curiosity, but I was thinking about restarting the computer at my house because I think it has a virus. Ooh, gotcha. Well, if you save your work, you should be fine. Now, if you have a virus, get that checked out. Try run a scan of Windows Defender. It's free. Windows Defender has been amazing. It's way better than the antivirus softwares you pay for that services like, because people who make virus programs know a lot of people are using Norton or McAfee, so they write their programs around to get around those programs. Windows Defender is awesome. So run a Windows Defender scan. I told you a couple. Oh, yes. Okay, now I remember Silver Ninja. I got you, Ian. My brain's been all over the place recently. Kamen Rider 64. Do you like anime arena fighters? Not really. They're not bad. Fighters aren't my gaming genre. I prefer action adventure, platformers, some RPGs. And the only fighters I really do get into are Mortal Kombat, with the occasional one here or there they'll play. Where am I? Here we go. Necrom002. What are your thoughts on Kyoruger? Because I remember you didn't like it that much. I'm not a big fan of Kyoruger. I don't mind it. I like that there's not much filler in it, and I like that they did sort of develop their villains, but they give way too much focus to the Red Ranger. Daigo just gives way too much focus that by the second half of the show, I was ready for the series to be done. Jimmy Jonathan Lee. Why do you have issues with Shinji and Eva as a character? He is not only an angsty mech protagonist because there are armor on Camille, so how come they are given a pass but not Shinji? Just curious. The difference is Amuro and Camille. Camille goes through a lot of shit, but he grows up as the show goes along. Same with Amuro. Like, I'm not a big Amuro fan. I don't particularly care for Amuro. But Camille, like I said, he grows as the show progresses. And whereas Shinji is just the same character all the way through. He's all entitled. Everything is, it needs to be this. Why do you got to do this to me? I'm entitled. I'm this. I'm that. And then there's stuff also Shinji does that's just utterly disgusting and gross, which Kamio and Amuro do not do. It's just Shinji, I don't feel grows up at all. He is the same character at the end of the series that he is at the beginning. Camille grows consistently throughout the show. He learns, he becomes, he advances as the show goes on. Amuro, I don't know. Amuro is not anywhere near my favorite character. So I can't say I totally give Amuro a pass, but at least Amuro doesn't go in to a an unconscious girl. Yeah. Russian Wonder, why won't you ask Shout Factory about the physical Sentai releases? Shout Factory has said that there's nothing they can announce at this time. Hasbro's not going to answer questions like that. Hasbro has said in the past, we can't answer that question. Or they have said, don't ask us questions that are about licensing or blah, 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 blah. So I've talked to enough companies out there in anime world and stuff to know exactly what can and cannot be discussed by companies. I am friends with someone who was in charge of licensing in one anime company. So I know, and she would tell us exactly things that they were not allowed to talk about. And so I know what companies can or cannot discuss. So asking them about licensing for Sentai is just something they cannot discuss. Chase Smithers, is Clockwork Orange your favorite Stanley Kubrick movie? Mine's 2001: Space Odyssey. Yes, Clockwork Orange is my favorite Kubrick movie and one of my favorite movies overall. I loved it. I watched it in 2008, 2009 for the first time, and just loved it instantaneously. Ultra fan Kid Toku, Showa Riders are better than Heisei. Okay, cool. What's your favorite Showa Rider series? Goji Brony 2001. What anime is underrated? What anime do you think is overrated? Underrated anime is Gankutsu. Not enough people know about Gankutsu. It's a futuristic retelling adaptation of A Count of Monte Cristo set in space. It's set in the future with space travel, but it still also takes place mostly in Paris, which is awesome. The animation looks like stained glass windows are moving. It's a phenomenal series that has gotten overlooked since it came out 16 years ago, I think it was. It's my favorite anime. And another one that's overlooked is Boogie Pop Phantom. Not enough people know about the Boogie Pop Phantom. So check those out. Overrated? Well, not okay. Evangelion, but Naruto. God, Naruto is so overrated. And as much as I love it, Dragon Ball. I love Dragon Ball, but people take the nerdom to Dragon Ball to whole new levels. It's like the nerdom goes beyond Ultra Instinct. Oh my God. There's one dude here in Colorado. He's awesome, but his love for Dragon Ball, I don't even think Goku could beat that. Let's see. Let's scroll up. Get to the next batch of questions. The only Stanley Kubrick movie I've seen and own on Blu-ray is Full Metal Jacket, and it's damn quotable. I've actually never seen Full Metal Jacket. I have not seen that one. I actually couldn't get into 2001 when I watched it. I know what's his name just said was his favorite, but I couldn't get into that one. I might give it another try in the future, especially in 4K. Full Metal Jacket I've never seen. If you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend The Killing from Kubrick. The Killing is freaking phenomenal. It's a film noir heist movie. Damn good. Elijah Cook's in there. Who else is in that one? I can't think of it, but yeah, The Killing is freaking phenomenal. Jimmy Jonathan Lee, which 90s anime handled filler content better? Sailor Moon, no doubt. Sailor Moon went the Toku route and went like Monsters of the Week. Dragon Ball Z just kept the fights going on and on and on. Kamen Rider Seba. Have you seen Dino Fury? I have not. We don't have cable anymore. Kamen Rider is better than Sentai. Okay, Ultra Fan Kid Toku. What's your favorite Kamen Rider series? Zane Mitchell. Who do you want to see return Zenkaiger? I think I already answered that. No one really cares about the Zack Snyder cut anyway. Some people do. Some people already have declared it the most amazing superhero movie ever, even though they have never watched it because... do you think Mortal Kombat could break the bad video game movie curse? I have not watched the trailer. I don't think anything could break the bad video game curse. I mean, there's been a couple really good video game movies out there. My personal favorite is Silent Hill. I loved how Silent Hill followed the first game pretty well, pretty extensively, while adding elements from other games into it. It had the soundtrack from they had the composer from the games do the music. It had the weirdness. The ending left you with a what the hell just happened, just like all the Silent Hill games. So I thought Silent Hill translated pretty damn well. Well, they made something you didn't see original, unique, while taking everything that made the games and taking the story from the games, and yet people still didn't like it. I personally loved it. Sonic the Hedgehog I thought was great. I really enjoyed the first Hitman movie. It was a nice spy thriller, and I felt like that they just took all these cut scenes from the Hitman video game and put them into one long movie. The first Mortal Kombat movie I thought was quite good. It's a terrible movie, but I actually somewhat enjoy Mortal Kombat Annihilation because of its music. Yeah, I don't hate Annihilation as much as others do. It's not a good movie. It's a terrible movie, but it has a goddamn good ass soundtrack. Sometimes a soundtrack can make a movie good, or not good, but entertaining, worth watching. It's like The Matrix Reloaded. The music makes The Matrix Reloaded a good, enjoyable time for me. It doesn't save Revolutions until the last half hour, but for Reloaded, I love Reloaded because of the music. Okay, anyway. Agreement did. Does anyone like Kamen Rider Ichigo? I like Ichigo. He's cool. He's not my favorite Showa rider, but I like him. We were watching on Toku Shotsu last week. We were watching one of the Kamen Rider episodes that aired that had Cobra Canary. That was an interesting episode. Speaking of 4K, I heard you got the Hitchcock 4K collection. Is it worth a buy? Because I heard there were complaints about the audio on Psycho. I didn't have any audio issues. So I'm not sure what the issues were, but I didn't hear anything bad in the audio for Psycho. I think it was worth it. They looked they looked exceptional in 4K. The only thing I found funny was they made this big deal about Psycho being uncut for having all the shower scene footage spliced back into the movie, and it was like maybe 3 seconds worth of footage. It was like, that was the big deal. That's what they cut out originally. They had to cut that out. I will say the one oddity is there is one scene when she's on the floor. You can actually, because the scene is extended of her lying on the floor, and you can actually see her breathing still right just before it cuts off. So that was the only problem I really had with the uncut version, is that little mistake that should not have been put back in there. But I love the Hitchcock set. I hope they do more movies. I want Shadow of a Doubt in 4K. And the other one I really, really love. That's from that 15-disc set. I can't think of it now. Wow, there were a lot of Frenzy I love. I love most of Hitchcock's movies I like. There's a few stinkers. A few. But overall, I want them all in 4K. I wish somebody would just license the entire Hitchcock, all 53 Hitchcock movies, and do one gigantic, big 53 4K set in America. But it'll never happen. All right, favorite Final Fantasy character. Kafka. Not even a contest, Kafka. Russian Wanderer Bokinger, rest in peace, suit actors. Could have been worse. I actually, I bring this up in my review, I actually don't mind the 10 mech pylon in this one. It kind of gives me a Dairuger 15 or Vehicle Voltron feel. Jimmy Jonathan Lee, how you feel about inclusions of psychic powers in fictional stories such as the Telepaths, X-Men, Gundam's New Types, Hitomi, and Escaflowne. Do you think psychic powers make characters too OP? No. It just depends on how the psychic powers are done. I find it interesting at times when they have psychic powers. It just depends if it fits or not. Gundam made it fit because they slowly built it up in the original series. And even though sometimes it feels like the new types are used as a crutch in Gundam, more often than not it works. So I don't have a problem with it and as long as it's well written. I don't think Hitomi at all was remotely OP in Escaflowne. I think that it was just slightly that she could see stuff, but it never did anything truly detrimental, and it was introduced right away. So I liked it. Lane Klima, I just watched Ultraman 80. Man, it was weird with female characters. Teacher loved interested disappears. Female member of defense team whipped to death. Oh, what? Spoilers. First Ultra Woman. Okay. Interesting. Jasmine Duncan, what's your favorite Sentai Kamen Rider? Also, if you watch Power Rangers, which one did you... Best is Sentai. My vote is Mystic Force. Power Rangers doesn't count. Money more from Power. Well, my favorite Sentai is Die Ranger. My favorite Kamen Rider is Kamen Rider Blade. My favorite Power Rangers, as I said earlier, is SPD. And I also feel like SPD outdid Deca Ranger. Although, now that I've rewatched Deca Ranger, I have a lot more love for it. So I kind of like them equally. RPM, though, no doubt light years better than Go Onger. All right. What Sentais are most watched? Are a must watch, and what ones are not worth it? Any Sentai from the 90s is a must watch. Any series from the 90s is a must watch. Actually, go and watch my top 11 Sentai list. Those are all the must watches, and the ones in the honorable mentions. What is not a must watch? What is something that you should avoid? Go Onger. Definitely avoid Go Onger. Q Ranger. Ninja. Those would be the ones that... and Ryu Soldier. So Q Ranger, Go Onger, Ryu Soldier. Wait. Go Onger, Q Ranger, Ryu Soldier, Ninja. Those are definitely 4 series that you should just avoid like a plague. Unless you feel like you need to watch every Sentai series, do not waste your time with those ones. But that's me. Someone else will tell you that one of those ones is one of their favorites. So for me, those are from what I say are the worst Sentai series out there. What Sentais are must... What? Wait. Oh, I see. I combined those 2 questions. Okay. Or then ask Hasbro Home Physical Media. We'll see. Again, I know how these companies work because of this, so I know what type of answers they're going to be able to give or not. Speaking of Amuro, then do you think Sayla should have been the main protagonist of a Gundam due to having more personal connection with Char and Zeon? No, I think it was fine the way it was. She was trying to get away from that life, so I think it for story context, her trying to get away from that life and being a secondary character worked with her character. So I think it was fine the way it was. Thoughts on America's music video from Rammstein? I loved it. Oh my god, it is hilarious when they're out there on the moon singing, and yes, it works so well. Freeze up. Watch 5 minutes over 30 episodes. That was fun. That was funny as hell. I do love the Dragon Ball Bridge joke when they're like, how long did you say this planet was going to take to blow up? 5 minutes. You sure about that? Yes, of course. Nick Crum, have you heard of Gina Carano got fired? I have. I think she was a freaking idiot. She should have just kept her mouth shut. I mean, she was told by Disney multiple times not to do stuff like that, and she still went ahead and did it. I just think she's freaking dumb as hell. Which is funny because actually all the news from that got us in the mood to finally watch Mandalorian season 2, so we did. But yeah, I think she was a moron. She got what she deserved. Darth Madeira. Well, there is Sonic the Hedgehog movie, and Jim Carrey is hilarious in it. Oh yeah, Jim Carrey was so amazing in Sonic. He stole the show. He stole the movie for me. Patty Muffet. Hello. Jimmy. There are some people that have more sympathetic, less critical towards the Snyder Cut because of the recent new surroundings. Joss Whedon, how do you feel about them? I've got no opinion on the matter, really. I mean, this is something that's been going in Hollywood since its inception, and it's kind of like those not crooked cops who have to be crooked. It's like basically, hey, if you want to continue working in this, you better do what we do or you're not going to. So I don't really, it doesn't faze me. I'm just like, oh, I'm not surprised. It sucks that it happens. It sucks that there were all these people who did it. And I'm sure there's more people that we don't know about that have done it. But so it's terrible and I hope they get what they deserve. But I'm not surprised at any of it. Kamen Rider Saber. Honestly, Saber to me picks up at episode 16. I've been really enjoying it since then. 16. So 1 hour, 2 hours. 9 would be 3 hours. 12 would be 4 hours. 15 would be 5 hours. Oh, so 6 hours into Saber it gets good. Oh, awesome. Awesome. Very good. I'm being sarcastic. I'm not going to, at this point, no. I'll watch it when I end up reviewing it. Are you going to watch the new Godzilla vs. Kong? Of course. I'm hoping to. Oh, and Velis Taruk. I'm hoping I can see it in theaters, but it's probably most likely going to be on HBO Max. But yes, I will be watching it one way or another, and I'll do a quickie review of it. I should have done a quickie review on the little things, but I forgot to. Oh well. Oh, and I meant to do a quickie review on The Mandalorian Season 2. Crap. Anyway. She Smithers, if you ever do get finished with One Piece, is there other newer anime you've heard good stuff about you'd eventually check out? If One Piece ever ends, I might check out this Demon Slayer series since it ended at volume 23. I might check out My Hero Academia finally if it's nearly done, but if One Piece ever does finish. I watched Psycho this past Halloween. Psycho's a great movie to watch at Halloween. I haven't been watching Saber for the last few episodes. The first arc was pretty messy, and I don't really like the new writer, Psycho. I don't even know who that is. I haven't paid attention to anything Saber related at all. All right. Between the big three, Marvel, DC, and Image, which comic book company do you prefer? That would depend on what they are doing at the time of my thoughts. I mean, in the 90s, I was kind of more of a Marvel fan than DC. And then in the late 90s to about 6 years ago, I was all about DC. And now I'm back to being all about Marvel. I think part of it has to do with I've been buying all the omnibuses, and Marvel does a better job of doing omnibuses, collecting their Silver Age and Bronze Age material than DC does. DC's been half-assing their omnibuses left and right. They have yet to do the Flash Bronze Age, even though they finished the Silver Age. They also don't include letter pages in their classic omnibuses like Marvel does. Like reading the entire Silver Age and early Bronze Age stuff for Spider-Man and having the letters page, that the pages where fans wrote in to give letters, was so interesting to read. DC does not do that. DC doesn't even seem to put effort into their omnibuses like Marvel does. So I'm going with Marvel at this current moment in time. Marvel also does much better with the movies. DC did do better with cartoons but until more recently. But I think right now it's going to be Marvel, even though I really, really love DC. It's just DC is making so many stupid ass decisions. Image, I've liked some of their comics growing up, like the Max, Darkhawk, or not Darkhawk was Marvel. Not Silverhawk. Oh my god, what the hell is that? The Hawk's name? Oh well. Deathblow, who was Wannabe Punisher. Wildcats was my favorite, and Spawn. But overall, Image never made an impact for me in the long run after I stopped being a kid. So right now, Marvel's my favorite of the three. DC, get your shit together. Get some goddamn omnibuses out there. Get me some Bronze Age Batman omnibuses. And bring Alan Moore's Swamp Thing run to omnibus form. And a lot more. Anyway, Kamen Rider 002. I hated Geo retcon the Blade ending because I wanted to see a sequel to that, and Geo ruined that because Blade was my top 5. I haven't watched Geo either. Well, I haven't watched past episode 4 of Geo, so I don't know what they did to the Blade ending. Silver Quill's been wanting me to watch the Blade episodes of Geo because he wants my reaction from them, but I don't want to. I really don't want to. I don't want to know what they screwed up or retconned or whatever. Petty Murphy, did anyone watch the first episode of Dino Fury? Petty Murphy, I know you just joined recently. I do not have cable anymore, so I have not watched Dino Fury. It's going to be a long time before I watch Dino Fury, but people on here seem to have watched it. I haven't gathered if people liked it or not. I think Dino Thunder was better than Abba Ranger. I think they're on both equal levels. There are things I liked in Dino Thunder, like I loved Mesogog, but I didn't like how Trent was evil by a spell, and then they made him like separate to continue using the Abba Killer footage later on. Abba Killer for me is what makes Abba Ranger the superior series, but both are really good. G3 Princess or the Bedwetting episode? Ooh. For what is worse, Russian Wanderer? The Bedwetting episode from Taro is worse. Ugh. I've got to go turn the dryer on again. All right. Back. Where was I? Okay. We're down below a bit. Let me get the next batch of questions. That was the longest 5 minutes ever in Dragon Ball Z. Yes, it was. Even the Kai version still takes forever to get through. I mean, I love the Frieza arc because Frieza's Frieza's probably my favorite Dragon Ball character overall. My favorite Dragon Ball villain for sure. And even the Kai version took forever to get through. Like, I loved it in the manga because the manga goes by so quick. I'm like, God damn, this thing was like super fast. Because in the manga, once Goku goes Super Saiyan, Frieza never lays a hit on Goku at all after that. Whereas in the anime, they kept it going where it was going back and forth. Frieza had the upper hand. Sometimes Goku had the upper hand. Who's going to win? I don't know. Then we had Frieza threw Goku underground, and Gohan had to come and fight Frieza, and then Goku came out. It's like none of that happened. There's one episode of Z where the manga there's only like 3 manga panels in one episode of Z. It's like one like punch, block, and then the rest of the episode is all filler material. It's like, are you freaking kidding me? All right. Jespa Duncan, the only problem I had with Sonic was Eggman wasn't fat. They could throw Jim Carrey in a fat suit. Oh, I think they were doing that because he was just doing it was basically like an origin story for Eggman or Robotnik. The way I'm thinking is that when in the sequel, we'll see him being fat, given that he also had the exact hairstyle Robotnik had in the old Sonic games at the end. Jason Adamczyk. Yeah, I've never pronounced that right. Hey, Kaiju no Kami, hope all is well. Well, I hope all is well is with you as well, and I should see what my battery is like. Let me plug this in here. Come on. All right. You think Shop Factory will get the license for Kamen Rider Kuga from Itachi25921? Do you mean to release on video? I hope so. I want that damn thing on video. I'm about to finish up Taro soon on Disc 5. Cool. How are you enjoying the series so far? Disc 5. So you have... Huh?
I'm not here.
Well, you're playing Persona. I know that. Disc 5. I'm trying to think which episodes were on Disc 5. Did that have the monster... The dancing one? No, that was Disc 6. I don't remember what was on Disc 5 now. Padera, not too late to do so later on. Kamen Rider Saber, Patty, I've seen it pretty good in my opinion. Jasper Duncan, Sakoku is a garbage. Doki Water Bro, Patty Murphy's like Psycho was alright at first, but then blah blah. Psycho in the past. Oh, I lost my place. I watched Dino Fury. One Piece will probably never end, and it needs to. Sorry, but not sorry. Thoughts on Silence of the Lambs? It's the 30th anniversary. Silence of the Lambs, Shay. I have only seen that movie once, like 20 years ago, and I thought it was boring. I never really got what everyone loved about it. I don't know. Maybe I'll give it another try at some point. But yeah, I was like, I can see why this got like a nomination. It's boring. America tells us about America pushes their values and their way of life into other countries because they believe they are superior, and it is so true, Rich Wanderer. It is so damn true. Do you like Tales from the Crypt? Oh, Jason, have you not seen my top 10 Tales from the Crypt video? If not, check it out. It was one of my first videos, so it's not exactly the best audio quality, but check it out. Yes, I love Tales from the Crypt. I rewatch the series every October. I watch as many episodes as I can. When October's done, I stop. The following October, I continue right where I left off the previous year. And I just do it all in a continuous cycle. Like this past October, I had watched seasons 6, 7, and 1. So next year I'll be starting, this October, I'll be starting with season 2. Let's see. So yes, I love Tales from the Crypt. Check out my top 10 list. Kamen Rider 64. Speaking of One Piece, My Hero Academia, both Nami and Uraka have the same English voice actors. Oh, really? That's awesome. Jimmy Jonathan Lee, would you like Ang Lee to direct a Hulk movie again, but rated R, a good script and full critical control? I know people had problems with the 2003 movie, but I liked it. I don't think making it rated R. I don't think making it rated R would change anything. No, I don't want him to do another Hulk movie. I'm not big on Ang Lee's style. I don't know. I've just never found his style his style just doesn't appeal to me. And I don't think superhero movies need to be rated R unless the superhero in the comic itself is R rated. I like Swamp Thing, yes, that should be rated R. Constantine should be rated R. Etrigan should be rated R. The question, Blade can be rated R, but it doesn't have to be. Morbius can be rated R, but doesn't have to be. Venom can be rated R, but doesn't have to be. The only Marvel character that truly would need to be rated R that I can think of off the top of my head is Man-Thing. And, well, okay, maybe Werewolf by Night. maybe Werewolf by Night. But even that, I mean, these characters can work. They don't have. I mean, if your movie is being R just for the sake of being R because you're putting in violence just for the sake of having violence in there, then you're doing it wrong. The movie should be rated based on what it needs to be rated because of what it ends up telling. Not just, oh, I'm going to throw in lots of blood just to get an R rating. Don't be edgy. There are some clips of Dino Fury on YouTube. Cool. I'm going to pass on those. I would just rather watch the whole show than clips. I don't like watching just clips usually. I haven't watched Dino Fury yet, but I recorded it. Once the stream is over, I'm going to watch it. Oh, so you're watching me over Dino Fury. I should be touched. Correction, the bedwetting episode is from Ace. Yes. What did you say? That was so long ago. That was like 5 minutes ago, but it feels so long. We're in the world of COVID. Everything feels long. I knew what you were talking about, though, for a bedwetting episode. What's a movie that never got any sequels that you wish had? For me, District 9. It's hard for me to say because... Actually, no. The Nice Guys. The Nice Guys deserve a sequel or two. Even if the sequels would not be able to recapture everything the first Nice Guys did, I think the Nice Guys would have made a great series of films. So yes, I'm going with the Nice Guys. Let's see. What are some Toku shows have you seen besides Sentai Rider, Ultraman, and Garo? Well, pretty much I've seen the Thunder Mask one, what was available. I've seen a couple Metal Heroes series, Gavin, Just Beyond, B-Fighter Kabuto, Wind Spectre, Grand Caesar, Caesar X. I attempted Ryu Kendo when it first aired and couldn't get into it. Same with Lion Maru G. Shibuya 15 or 15 Yuya. Goragan Raigeki or Raigeki Goragan. It's done by the guy who did Jetman and directed and Garo. Yeah, that didn't go well. Shogeki Goragan. That was it. What's another Toku show I've seen that... What's the other one? There's another one it's a Chinese one. If you have not watched it, from Hong Kong. Super Inframan. Super Inframan is awesome. Let's see, where was I? Necron says, already saw Dino Fury, Marvel vs. Capcom, DC vs. Mortal Kombat, and now in Image Comics versus Namco. Don't forget Shin Megami versus Fire Emblem and Tatsunoko versus Capcom. The reason I've mentioned Burned Hard Drive is because Turbo Ranger was in it and I was subbing it. Gotcha. Ran Kamen Rider, your wife is playing Persona 5 Strikers, so I was playing that yesterday. Well, Strikers isn't out yet in America. She's playing Persona 5 Royal. I have not. That's awesome. Yeah, Jason, definitely check it out. Which was your better opinion for the Deadpool movie, 1 or 2? I like the first one better. I enjoyed the second one, but I didn't think I thought it tried too hard to be funny, whereas the first one just felt like it did it naturally, so I prefer the first movie. Zillapunk 2007. Oh, what did I miss? A lot. I've just been answering a lot of questions for the last 90 minutes, have bored some people to the point that they left. Other people are still here because apparently people like to hear me talk. I don't know why, but hey, works for me. Teleward, after your Go Kaiju review, will you be doing Go Busters for Juger? And after that, just curious. Yeah, I will be covering them. I don't know if I'm going to cover them in order yet. I might not. I might do Tokuger for after Go Kaiju just to cover a Sentai series I have not watched yet, because then I can say, hey, I have now watched every Sentai series. So I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing yet. Or what I might do is I might do Go Busters and then watch Power Rangers Beast Morphers after I watch Go Busters. Pokemon Trainer Salad, yo. That's my data. Dude, I'd watch you over hockey if I could, and yet I'm watching both at the same time. Cool. I saw this funny joke the other day online. It said, if a doctor told you only had 2.5 hours left to live, what would you watch? And someone posted all 6 Star Wars movies together. I said, man, really? For me, it'd be 2 hours saying, what should I watch? Going through like, no. And then the last half hour would be like, oh my God, is this half hour ever going to end? Anyway, from the clips I saw, Dino Fury, they did the impossible. They made something worse than Ryu's Soldier. Really? I don't think that's possible. Itachi25921. I think Toei should make another martial arts Sentai Kamen Rider theme series because they barely have any. Sentai has like 3, while Kamen Rider has none. What do you think? I would love to see another martial arts based series. It would be awesome. Let's see. I'm caught up now. Okay. I'm towards the end. That's odd. Usually I'm like still ways down. I guess there's only 15 people on today. So, or well, teachers between 15 to 20. Not like the 37 I had last time. Okay, anyway, where are we? Where was I? Oh yeah, martial arts series. Yes, I would love to see more martial arts stuff. Pokemon Trainer Salad, I finally decided to start Toku reviews. I decided to start with Shinkenger since it's been a decade since I started watching Toku. I'm in the process of making the script. Awesome. Good luck. I hope it goes well. I'll look forward to seeing it. What are your favorite storylines in the classic Claremont X-Men run? Ooh, Jimmy, this is... Okay. Obviously, the Dark Phoenix saga, which is completely iconic. It's amazing. There's nothing to speak on. That saga has a reputation because it's that good. Same with Days of Future Past, which I was actually surprised to learn when I first read it a couple of years ago. That was only 2 issues. I thought it was going to be some like 12-part mega story. I'm like, oh, no, it's 2 issues. Okay, that's interesting. That's weird, but cool. I do like the Brood saga has been really good. I like the stuff they did with Scott and Madeline when they were on the island. And no, not Madeline. The other girl, the ship girl, the blonde girl. I can't think of her name now. But I like the stuff when they got shipwrecked and they met Man-Thing, and then they ended up on the island, the like H.P. Lovecraft like island that was apparently run by Magneto. I did like the Mesmero 2-part story where Mesmero had turned everyone into like, made everyone be like circus freaks in a circus show. Fall of the Mutants was pretty good, though I love the X Factor storyline from that because it introduced Apocalypse, or when they really fought Apocalypse and the 4 Horsemen and Angel became Archangel. Okay, that wasn't Claremont specifically, but it was during that run and all connected. I haven't read Fall of the Mutants, or not Fall of the Mutants. I haven't read Mutant Massacre. Actually, right now, I haven't read anything from issues 175 until Fall of Mutants. So I have that huge chunk, and Volume 4 for Uncanny X-Men Omnibus, Volume 4 just came out. So I'll be getting that soon, which covers like Nimrod's first appearance, I believe, and some other stuff. And I haven't read Post-Inferno until right through Extinction Agenda. So I've not read anything Post-Inferno through Extinction Agenda. So I've still got a bunch of arcs to read, but I really loved, like I said, the Dark Phoenix Saga, Days of Future Past, the Mesmero two-parter. I did like when the X-Men had to go across around the world, trying to get back to New York, even though Scott suddenly had this thing with Colleen Wing. I like that stuff. Actually, pretty much anything Claremont did for his first 100 issues, or close to 100 issues, whatever it was, 70, 80 issues. I loved almost every moment of it. So yeah, but Dark Phoenix is the be all end all for me. That's like the ultimate X-Men story, the ultimate holy shit. This is how you have a character go from good to evil. All right. Where are we? I am there. Have you read much IDW comics? One I recommend is Lock and Key by Joe Hill, the son of Stephen King. It's a fantastic horror story. I have not really. The only IDW comics I have really read have been some of the Godzilla ones. I just don't have time for them. And I prefer big omnibus collections now. I've been spoiled by the omnibuses thanks to Marvel and to some extent DC. So I have not. And I did read some of their G.I. Joe stuff. Some of their G.I. Joe stuff was hit or miss. Like I know they advertised the hell out of the return of the Marvel timeline for G.I. Joe, but I enjoyed the stories, but I felt like it didn't fit with the Marvel timeline. I don't know. I just kind of prefer the Devil's Due run of G.I. Joe that continued the Marvel timeline than what, like, even though, oh my god, why does names escape me during Q&As? The dude who created G.I. Joe, the guy I met at Denver Comic Con who wasn't really all that nice. Anyway, I thought it was cool that he was going to be back, and then I read it, I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. What is going on? Now, maybe it got improved from where I had left off, but I just wasn't blown away as I was hoping to be. I don't know. It just felt off. I've heard Lock and Key is phenomenal. I might check it out at some point. Best Constantine comics to read? The original Hellblazer run. I would just start at the beginning. They did just release an omnibus form, a collection of like issues from the 40s, 50s, and 60s of Constantine by one that was centered around one specific writer. I'm hoping they do the early stuff, but yeah, I would say start at the beginning of Hellblazer. Read like the first 100 issues. Pokemon Trainer said it. I think Hasbro should make figures for Sentai only suits, especially since Sentai Figure Arts died. I agree. I really hope they would do at least the ones that showed up in Megaforce. At least do those ones, and maybe do Jetman because Jetman's had released in America. Bokinger has guest Sentai actors. Yeah, I've seen. It's interesting which. Well, they've also got some guest Kamen Rider actors, like the lady from Kamen Rider Kiva was in Bokinger. Have you seen Metabots? I've only seen a little bit of it, only the edited dub version, so I never really got into it. Is Juger, are you saying Jaspin, are you saying Ju-Oger? Any good? If so, it's average. It's got a decent Ranger cast, but the villains suck ass. Shea Smithers, what's the best revenge movie in your opinion? Mine's either Enter the Dragon or Kill Bill. The best revenge movie. Ooh. The best revenge movie. Well, I actually will say I have never seen Enter the Dragon. The best revenge movie. Ooh. Do I have any revenge movies beyond Kill Bill? My mind is drawing a blank. So I'm going to answer your question with Kill Bill. Revenge. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with Kill Bill. Although, nope, Kill Bill. I don't know if I've watched a lot of revenge movies, technically. I don't know. Now that I think about it, I can't think of too many revenge movies I've actually watched. Huh. I mean, I did watch that poor adaptation of Count of Monte Cristo with Guy Pearce. But, oh, V for Vendetta. Duh, I guess technically V for Vendetta would be a revenge movie. So we're going to go with V for Vendetta. Vendetta. Then you have the chance to talk to Hasbro, tell them why they aren't really. Where did buy it? Okay, stuff jumped. There we go. Okay. What do you think of the future state storylines for DC? Next question. Is there any Toku-like anime out there besides Go Lion Gundam, SSSSSSSSS, Gridman? Well, there's Sailor Moon. There's a couple. There's an OVA thing. There was an OVA episode of a series called Shinesman that was pretty funny. Check that one out. There is there's quite a few anime. There's Voltus 5, Daimos, Combat V, Gal Gaigar. Let's see. There's tons. I just can't think of everything off the top of my head. I actually, Itachi, I don't have an opinion on the future state for DC. I've completely given up on reading modern comic books. I'm sticking to Bronze Age and Silver Age stuff in omnibus form and the occasional 90s stuff. Like I'm reading, depending on the character. Like right now I'm reading the Clone Saga for Spider-Man. I'm in the Ben Reilly run when he just put on the new Spider-Man costume. There's been one issue I didn't totally hate. That was an improvement. And I am looking forward to finally eventually reading the Jeff Johns run of Flash for Wally West. But yeah, I'm not interested in modern DC and Marvel. The modern stuff just doesn't appeal to me. The last modern stuff I've read from Marvel was Fantastic Four, which I did enjoy. So I don't have anything wrong with that. I enjoyed that. That was probably the best new Marvel stuff I've read in a while. But I haven't liked anything modern for DC since Forever Evil. And even Forever Evil was not exactly their best stuff. Games made of cardboard. Message retracted. Okay, never mind then. Welcome, games made of cardboard. Kamen Rider 64, Shonen Jump, Shonen Magazine, or Shonen Sundays. Which one do you prefer? I actually am only familiar with Shonen Jump. I know of the others, but Shonen Jump's the only one I'm actually physically familiar with. Washima, Pokemon Trainer Cell, yes, there's Garo Anime, Go to Bad, and Gatchaman. Oh yeah, Gatchaman. How did I forget Gatchaman? Probably because I started it last year, COVID hit, never got to finish it, and I don't know when I'm getting to it now. The comic version of Dark Version is miles better than the movie version. Correction, movie versions. Because they've done the Dark Phoenix Saga twice in movie form and messed it up both times. Yeah, I love the comic version of Dark Phoenix. I love how the storyline also was built up over like 20 issues before it even actually the event itself happened. Let's see. The main villains of Zenkaiger's wallpaper because he's literally a wallpaper. Yep. And that's how you know it's Aruto. Speaking of Aruto, I need new shoes. I want the Aruto shoes, but I'm not gonna be able to find the Aruto shoes. And there's now like a website that was shown, I think it was like Toku Collectibles or something, where they're selling shoes based on Kamen Rider designs. There's one with Kuga. That was cool. I should get that. I want those, but I don't. I don't know. I don't like buying shoes online though. I want to be able to try the shoes on before I buy them. Anyway, Tyler Ward, do you think the Power Rangers fandom acted childish about the Green Ranger being a female and not having a skirt? Well, I'm not sure I understand. I mean, I saw a picture today actually for Dino Fury, and the Green Ranger had a skirt, which confused me because did they digitally add a skirt to the Green Ranger in the Japanese footage? But it's not like all female Rangers have skirts to begin with because obviously all the Yellow Rangers that were male turned to female in Power Rangers didn't have skirts. But then not every female Ranger has always had skirts because Changemen, they didn't have skirts. Flashman didn't have skirts. Deca Ranger, they didn't have skirts. They didn't have skirts in Mega Ranger. Time Pink didn't have a skirt. So I don't see why there would be an issue with skirts. And is there some new rule in Power Rangers that a female Ranger must have a skirt? I'm not sure I follow that one. But lately, Power Ranger fans have gotten kind of weird. I mean, I brought this up earlier, but like the whole meltdown about Power Rangers leaving Netflix and then melting down when Hasbro announced they're putting Power Rangers on YouTube for free. I don't get it. I don't get what's going on right now in the Power Ranger fandom. Jimmy Jonathan Lee with X-Men. I feel like future collections of Dark Phoenix Saga should also include the original Phoenix Saga because it introduces the Shi'ar Empire, M-Crown Crystal, and the initial progression of Jean. Yeah, that's what I just said in the omnibus, where I had all that build-up for, because you had like 20 issues of build-up before Dark Phoenix, not where Jean was starting to lose her powers because her powers failed on her in the fight with Magneto. Then she was going crazy at one point and seeing all these visions and stuff. There was this huge build-up to the Dark Phoenix saga that I feel like is lost when you jump right to right after the Proteus battle. Darth Madeira, speaking of G.I. Joe, do you think the movie franchise needs a reboot or should they continue off where Retaliation left off? What's Retaliation? G.I. Joe live-action movies? There were G.I. Joe live-action movies? I don't think so. I don't recall there being G.I. Joe live-action movies unless you count The Hurt Locker as a live-action G.I. Joe movie about Tunnel Rat. I don't remember a G.I. Joe movie, live-action one. I know there was Resolute, which was an awesome animated movie, and I wish more would continue off Resolute because Resolute was awesome. But yeah, Hurt Locker is the only G.I. Joe movie I know of that wasn't really G.I. Joe. Keep forgetting about Gatchaman. Thanks, though. Yeah, obviously I forgot about Gatchaman too, for some reason, even though I own it. COVID killed my Gatchaman stuff. Fuck COVID. Okay, anyway. She's Smithers. If you've seen the Western movie Unforgiven, that's another good revenge movie. Oh, yes, I have seen Unforgiven. And Tombstone. Is Tombstone revenge? I think Tombstone's revenge. That was good, though. I'm sure there's more revenge movies I've seen. I just can't think of what technically qualifies as revenge. I'm looking at my film noir collection and my Criterion collection. I'm like, I know there's more movies in there that have been revenge plots, and I just can't think of them right now. Whatever. 5 Flashman moments. Yellow, like shrinking the monster and then putting him in a tube and then tossing him into the ocean and he gets eaten by a fish. All the camera work. I don't have anyone specific anymore. There's a lot of great moments. And it's been a long time since I've watched the show, so now stuff has blended in. That's the one downside to watching every Sentai series, I will say, is that sometimes there's things that kind of blend together after a while, especially if you've watched a series a billion times over. You're like, wait, was that in that series or was that in that series? Was that in that one there or was that one there? Like there was one, I forgot what it was in Bokinger. I thought there was something in Bokinger that wasn't in Bokinger where I'm like, okay, so what series was that scene in? So, yeah. Okay. But the all-time greatest Godzilla is Godzilla's Revenge, no question. I'm gonna go get some water before I answer more questions. Godzilla's Revenge is not a freaking revenge movie. It's just the mother. Not revenge. Oh. I'm not going to say. All right, I'm back. Now we're going to ignore that one. I'm just going to scroll down a bit past that one. Da 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 da. Okay. Lupin Ranger, Q Ranger, worth watching. Lupin Ranger, kind of. Q Ranger, no. No. Do not watch Q Ranger at all. Oh, I see some new people on here. Hopefully they are still on here. Hopefully you new people that have joined on that I didn't answer your questions of yet because I'm just getting to them now have stuck around to hear them. If not, well, my bad. All right. Oh, wow. I've been on here for almost 2 hours. Is it really? Wow. It is almost 1 o'clock. Okay. Cool. All right. I've got to speed through a bit so I can get your questions done and get some thoughts on the Glasses Bully from the OG Gridman. I only know him from the 2 episodes I have watched, so I can't really speak. Kamen Rider 64, have you seen and heard of the 7 Deadly Sins anime? I have heard of it. I've never really watched it because it just doesn't appeal to me. Jimmy Jonathan Lee, speaking of Sailor Moon, why do some fans hate Chibi Usa? Because Usagi can be just as immature and selfish. Or is it I feel Chibi Usa did grow in S and Supers. I can't speak for anyone else, but for me, I hated Chibiusa based on how she was portrayed in the original dub as Rini, and they gave her an annoying voice, an annoying personality. She was completely unlikable. So I feel like she's hated mostly because of the way the old dub portrayed her. Once I watched the show in Japanese, I didn't hate her as much, and I didn't hate her as much in the new dub for Sailor Moon. It's just the way the Oda portrayed her, she just came off as completely unlikable. You didn't feel sorry for her, and it didn't work. All right, Renato Venariano, welcome. When are you going to pull off a video about Ultra 7? You are the proper person to talk about. When are you going to pull off a video about Ultra 7? What do you mean? I've already done a review for Ultra 7. In fact, I've done technically 2 reviews because I have the DVD review with the series, and then I have a Blu-ray review, and then I've reviewed Ultra 7X. Can you clarify on what you mean? Kieran Porter, message retracted. Okay, well, hi, Kieran, if you're still here. Darth Madeira, Deca Ranger didn't have skirts either. Yep. You mentioned in your last stream that someone tried to bring Garo over to America. Is that person still trying? No, that was Tony Oliver, who helped with the first few seasons of Power Rangers. He tried to bring Garo to America, but apparently no one wanted to do it. And that's why that was before Sentai licensed the series. So I just lost my place. Here we go. Okay, back. But yeah, so from my understanding, 64, from when I spoke to him in 2019, No one wanted to take him up on the Garo offer, so he stopped. The very first female ranger didn't have a skirt. Agreed, 27, Daniel. She Smithers, what is Steven Spielberg's best movie in your opinion? For me, it's Jaws, but Jurassic Park comes very close. It's a toss-up between Jaws and Raiders of the Lost Ark. I'm not sure which one I like more. I like them both equally. Maji Ranger, Shinkinger. Shinkinger, no contest. Hobie Brown. Are you planning to collect any of the Shoto Supers? Shoto Supers. Are those like no, that's Manipula. I don't know I'm not familiar with Shoto Supers then. Or I might be, I'm just not sure which one those are. Tell me which ones those are. Or are those the 4-inch Sentai figures of the Rangers themselves that are technically made to go with the Manipulas? Time Pink did have a skirt. Yeah, Time Pink did have a skirt. Yeah, duh, Mega Pink and Mega Yellow do, because the Hasbro figure for Mega Yellow has a skirt. Duh. But yes, there are not every Pink Ranger, not every female Ranger has a skirt. When will COVID end? When people stop being frickin' morons. That's when COVID will end. You got if you guys haven't seen it, you should check out this fan Halloween video about COVID from last Halloween of Michael Myers trying to stalk on Halloween. There's no one around. It's pretty funny. Itachi, would anyone here sing the Bandora song with which Bandora and her gang besides me? I can't sing for crap, so definitely wouldn't be me. 27 Daniel, in your final Lupin Range thoughts for Lupin Pot, you gave the show a 3 out of 5. Grown-up Spandex, has your opinion changed on it lately? Do you think you were being overly generous and it will change? I don't know. I've actually have not watched the show since it ended. We'll just find out when I eventually go and do a full review of it. I mean, I didn't hate the show. It's just, it wasn't great. Kieran Porter, have you seen the first episode of Dino Fury? I have not. I don't have cable anymore. Rush Wander, how is Corellica? She is good. 27 Daniel, I had a stroke writing that. Jesus. It's cool. She Smithers, I was just trolling you in Godzilla's Revenge. Anyway, do you find it frustrating that the Criterion Collection has been slow on adapting to 4K HD because other independent labels like... Yes, actually I do. Because there's a few movies that I would rather buy from Criterion that I haven't because they haven't done it in 4K, and other company has released 4K, but I don't want the other company. Case in point, Parasite. I want the Criterion version in 4K. Valtak, hey, Jaspin, can I ask why the passionate about Q Ranger, like why I hate it so much? It's because it had so much potential that was just completely wasted. It just, I just completely hated us watching the show. We were watching it because everyone else wanted to watch it. It was the same with Ryu Soldier. Everyone else in the group wanted to watch it. I didn't want to watch it, but we watched it because everyone else wanted to watch it, and I hated every grueling moment of it. Thoughts on 4 Kids? I don't have the hour to talk about them. I just, yeah. 4 also starts with another. The F in 4. F can go for another 4-letter word. Where I'm at, it's 3 minutes. 3 hours? Oh, 3 o'clock. Okay, 3 o'clock, 3 p.m. Yes, it is 1 o'clock here in Colorado. Then you'll review the OG Gridman. Don't forget to cover Super Samurai Cyber Squad. When I review, I'll review Gridman if No Creek finally does release it on Blu-ray. I will probably briefly mention Samurai Squad, but I have no interest in it. GoBusters, Tokujo, and Lupin worth watching. I at least want to have more positive thoughts than I do have with the negatives for the past decade of the Sentai shows. I can't speak for Tokuger. GoBusters has some good ideas in it. Enter's awesome. I guess GoBusters would be worth watching. I mean, it's certainly better than most of the shows that came after it, and as bad as I found GoBusters to be initially when it was airing, it no longer seems as bad. I guess it's like what people thought about this, where people who absolutely hated the Star Wars prequels now no longer hate the Star Wars prequels because of the new trilogy. So I kind of have that effect, I guess. Thoughts on Ultra 7's theme? It's fine. It's enjoyable. It's catchy. Kieran Porter, yeah, sorry for retracting the message. I thought it was a bit spoilery for Dino Fury, and I don't want to be responsible for spoiling it. Well, thank you. How about some Ultra 7 now? Ultra 7 what? Ultra 7 what? Have you heard of Lion Maru 1972? Some guy is subtitling the show in English after decades of demand. Well, I have heard of it. I've seen the sequel series, Lion Maru G from the 2000s, and I thought that was garbage. Is Lion Maru better than that one? Hobie Round, Shoujo Super Sentai are the Super Sentai teams that go minute blah. Okay, that's what I thought. I haven't bothered to buy any of them. I just don't care for 4-inch figures. However, if they ever do Die Ranger, I might have to break down and get them. Just because it'll probably be the only way I'll ever get a fully posable Die Ranger team. Have you ever seen Duel? Oh, is that the... I thought Duel was Ridley Scott. Wait. Am I thinking of the same Duel? Because I thought Duel was a Ridley Scott movie with French swordsman, or no, not French swordsman. Trucks. But Spielberg? I thought Duel was why they hired Scott for Alien. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm thinking of a different movie. Or maybe, I don't know. But no, I've never seen Duel either way. In spite of Fize's issues, I did like Takumi as the main writer with his character growth. And to me, Kaiza is a fantastic villain. What do you think? I hate Kaiza. He got what he deserved. I liked Takumi. I liked the concept. I liked how the show kept bouncing between Takumi and Ryuji, the horse orphanach dude. I like how the show was alternating between those two. I liked that trio of orphanachs that were like, well, we're orphanachs, but do we really want to kill? There was a lot I liked about Fize until the last 9 episodes. Anyone remember Kamen Rider Dragon Knight's W? I did. I actually watched it downloaded years later. Dragon Knight, it wasn't bad. It had great ideas, but didn't have the budget to maintain those ideas. Like the sound effects in that show and the music were so low key and non-existent sounding. I met Tony Oliver back in 2016 at Anime Boston. Awesome. He's great. I've met him in 2011 at NDK. Hung out with him there. Hung out with him at Anime Detour a couple of times. So he's awesome. I enjoyed Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad, but I guess that mostly on a nostalgic level, it was the closest thing to an Ultraman adaptation. Yeah, I actually never even saw the show when it first aired. I only know of the toys, and the toy, I was tempted to buy the toy at one point because it looked like Ultra 7 to me, and then years later, I found out why. Kieran, you shouldn't worry. I'm spoiling Fury. Hasbro revealed everything during the trailer, which is probably why I haven't watched the trailer. It was a made-for-TV movie about a truck. Yeah, but I thought that was Ridley Scott. Kieran Porter, the explanation behind the Scurry's Power Rangers is that the suit is based on what the person uses as viewing as a hero, which is why the Wild West had cowboy boots, gloves, and scarves. Makes sense. To me, 4Kids' greatest sin is not One Piece, but their version of Ultraman Tiga. To me, their greatest sin is what they did to Yu-Gi-Oh! Ugh. Shadow Realm. What they did to Yu-Gi-Oh! Was atrocious. And then what they did to Funimation over Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel was the one about a guy being chased by. Yeah, it was Spielberg. Interesting. I could have sworn that was Scott. Maybe I'm thinking of a different movie called Duel from Ridley Scott. Ever heard of Kim Cartoon? I have not. Wow, I'm at the very bottom. That's amazing. It's not even 3 hours. But that's good because that means I can get some lunch shortly. And Heisei period Sentai must watch. I've seen Jew Ranger, O Ranger, Time Ranger, Maji Ranger, and Time Ranger. Are there any really other? Oh yeah, you've got Jetman, Die Ranger, Kaku Ranger, Go-Go 5, Ginga Man. Actually, let me redo this. You've got Jetman, Die Ranger, Go-Go 5, Kaku Ranger, Geki Ranger, Mega Ranger, Ginga Man, Car Ranger. And note, you have to say Car Ranger. Even though it's spelled with one A, you have to pronounce it as if it has like 15 A's in it. Pretty much anything 90s Sentai. All the 90s Sentais are worth watching. Jetman through Time Ranger are worth watching. And most certainly Die Ranger and Kaku Ranger. Merchandising. Can you replicate any scene in Toku? Yes, I'll replicate Kiyomi from Kamen Rider Wizard. Don't need to get a copyright claim in for that. Okay, anyway, the last duo was Ridley Scott. Okay. Oh, and I'll replicate villains. The villains from what's his name? The villain from Gavin. I'm the villain from Gavin. Okay. Seriously though, let's see. Did you see Cenar's Ultra 7 dub? I think on a technical standpoint it's good, but writing sample is laughable bad. I don't know what Ultraman Ultra 7 dub I've seen. I just know I saw it dubbed on TNT back in the 90s, and they usually showed the same 4 episodes over every time on Monster Vision. But I don't know. I wouldn't know the difference between one dub from the other. Thoughts on Hades Project Zeromir? Have never watched it. Wait, no, this is the newest movie coming out this year. Which are we talking about now? For the latest movie, is that for Duel? Oh, I've seen Jet and 5. Okay, Jetman's good. Worst Toku writer? For me, it's Inoue. I can't say Inoue is the worst because he didn't do Ryuki. Kobayashi did Ryuki. Inoue is not the worst because he gave us Agito, Jetman, Kiva. So I can't consider him to be the worst. The worst I'd say right now is without a doubt the lady from who's doing Zenkaiger, who did Juoger Junko. Do I have the right one? Junko? I think that's the lady who's doing these ones. Right now, I think she's the worst Toku writer out there. Although, Aikawa was weird because he gave us the amazing stuff for Kamen Rider Blade, but then he did Bokenger. Like, I have no idea what happened. All right, The Duelist. That's what I was thinking of. The Duelist. Not Duel, Duelist. Yes, The Duelist. The Shadow Realm, I guess I could have understand. You can't have death in a kid's shell. The problem was the Shadow Realm became everything. Oh, we're going to have this fight in the over water, and the loser's going to fall in the water and go to the Shadow Realm. Okay. Oh, if we, that giant block that's going to crush Anzu or Taya, I think her name was Taya in, yeah, Taya in the dub. But, oh, that giant block we're holding over her head, if you don't duel this, we're going to drop that on her, and it's going to send her to the Shadow Realm. No, it's not going to crush her into millions of pieces. It's just going to send her to the Shadow Realm, because that totally makes sense. Well, it's not the censoring is a new thing. That's the problem with 4Kids that I had with Yu-Gi-Oh! Darth. It's more of the fact that then they didn't actually allow, they haven't allowed anyone to actually release on video the original Japanese version, and even the new movies when they've released the Japanese version, the subtitles use all the dub names for the cards, and that drives me crazy when I hear black magician, but then it says dark magician, or he says elven warrior in Japanese, but then you see Celtic guardian. It's like that just completely ruins it for me. It's like if you're going to subtitle it in Japanese or subtitles in Japanese translation, you need to keep the names with the Japanese translation. It's like Street Fighter. If I turn on subtitles, I don't want to see Vega in the subtitles for Belrog. I want to see him be Belrog because they're saying Belrog. Same with Bison. I don't want to see, or Vega, because he's Vega in the Japanese version. I don't want to hear Vega in Japanese, but see M. Bison on the subtitles. So for kids, it's more of how they've botched up Yu-Gi-Oh! In America, even from being able to be released in Japanese on video. And then the newer stuff that gets released, they still find a way to mess it up. Kirin, yeah, I really don't get what the Power Ranger fan base wants. They keep saying Power Ranger leaned too young, but bring in Thomas to say Tokuger would be marketable. He's too young, keeps up Tokuger. I think Tokuger would be marketable. I just don't think the footage would work for other reasons. I don't know. Can we talk about Kamen Rider Gaim for a second? I couldn't get past episode 3. Thoughts? Should I push through? Oh, no. Gaim is freaking amazing. You will have never known you wanted to watch a series about Fruity Samurai until you have watched Gaim. Oh my god. No, Gaim picks up about episode 6 or 7, if I recall. It's not like one of those where you have to go countless hours or over hours to get good, like Drive apparently did. But Gaim is worth every moment. Gaim's biggest failing is how many freaking crossover episodes it had. I don't know what Toei was thinking back then, but every time the whole story would come to a screeching halt to have a Kikaider crossover, to have a soccer crossover, to have another crossover, and it got annoying. All right. Can we talk about, let's see, I was referring to the novels, which were about Inoue. Okay, I got you, Pokemon Trainer. Are you a fan of Attack on Titan? I am, but I have not watched past season 1. I have not read the manga past volume 15-ish. I kind of stopped because the series just kept on going. Now that it's concluding, I'm going to go back and finally start it over and go through the whole thing when it's done. Are you aware of Yu-Gi-Oh! Singapore dub by a company named Odex? I am not 64. Do you think the world should be ruled by strength, not committee, and world of actions and not words? It depends. If I'm the one ruling it, I will rule it the way I want. If anyone else is ruling it, then no. You better rule it the way I want and let me be the ruler. Anyway, I'm going to finish up here, guys, and go get some lunch. So let's get these last 2 things out of the way. Don't forget there was also the Ocean Dub with Dragon Ball Z and how people would be killed, sent to the next dimension. Yeah, but again, I don't mind that because they allowed the Japanese version to be released. Saban said the trains aren't popular in market here in America, unlike Japan. I can totally get it. I get their reasoning behind it. I don't agree with it, but I get it. Last question I've asked about Sentai is Kamen Rider. You want me to check out some Kamen Rider must-watches? Yes. Kuga, Agito, Black, Blade, Hibiki's still worth checking out despite them screwing up the last 20 episodes. Kiva, Double, O's, Forze, Gaim, which we just talked about. Build is worth it, even though the last 10 episodes get a little dicey. Let's see. Oops, sorry. Sky Rider, from what I've seen, seems promising and stronger. All right, let's see. Got some last things in here. Hakana Master, I believe it was because Gaim was celebrating the 4th anniversary of Kamen Rider, and that's why they had to make cross. It wasn't the 40th anniversary of Gaim. That was Forze. Gaim had that Kakaider movie coming out because they were trying to relaunch Kakaider, so they had a crossover with that. There was some sort of anniversary thing coming out another thing that was coming out that they did a crossover with. Then you had the crossover with, was it Tokuger that did the crossover with Gaim? Then you had those crossover episodes, and and then you had the movie crossover episode for the Gaim movie. There was one other thing, and it just got excessive to me. That was, for me, the weakest part about Gaim. All right, thoughts on fart jokes? I really do not like them. Best Toku writer for me is Arakawa. For me, it's Sugimura, the guy who has done Part of Black, Wind Spectre, Jew Ranger, Die Ranger, Kaku Ranger, Old Ranger. Have you played Dragon Ball Fighter Z? I have not. All right, guys, I am going to end this. Is it weird that when I had a crush on some anime women like Faye and Meiji Watoki from Ghost in the Shell? No. What is weird exactly? What is weird? Describe for me what weird is. For me, weird is nothing but a perception of that someone deems different from what their own viewpoint is. For me, there is no such thing as weird. There is only interesting. Let's see. Sugimura rocks because he rocks. He knew how to write a show and make it exciting. Well, enjoy your lunch, Kaiju. See you later. Later, bro. It's been great. Thoughts on Lost Galaxies? My favorite Power Ranger series. Yeah, Kenna Master. Sorry. I think it's one of the most boring Power Ranger series out there. Enjoy. See you next time, Jaspin. Yep. Thank you all for participating. And as always, until next time. Bye. Now let me click end stream. End stream.